Alright, just want to post the kind of final video here of my Nexus 7 installation into my 2006 Saab 9.3. I just want to apologize for the poor quality here. I've got a broken lens on my camera here, but I think it should still be okay. So as you can see, I made a ABS plastic kit here to fill in around the tablet. The tablet does sit in behind the plastic kit there instead of just fitting into it like I've seen a lot of people do. I liked the look better of the tablet in behind the plastic. I've got it hardwired inside the dash. You know, the power, the micro USB port is on this side. I've got a USB cord coming down inside the dashboard. I deleted the cigarette lighter that was down here. I tapped right into that and connected that up so that the tablet is powered through switched power. And then I have an auxiliary cable plugged into the headphones jack on the other side. That cable runs through the center console and into the armrest here, where it plugs into the auxiliary jack that was factory in there. I've got that run into a ground loop isolator, because when I first did this installation, I had some buzzing in that auxiliary line. So I added the ground loop isolator, and if you're looking at doing this yourself, you might want to consider doing that. I've got it run through an RCA ground loop, RCA ground loop isolator, but they do make a 3.5mm ground loop isolator, and I'll probably be looking into replacing it with one of those. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start the car here, and you'll see the tablet come on. Right now, I have to switch over to this. I have to switch the source over to auxiliary. I imagine that there's probably a way that I can get the car to start an auxiliary, but so far I haven't been able to find it. I'll probably have to search the forums and stuff and see if there's a way for me to get that to work. So I run Tasker on the tablet. I do have the tablet rooted. I don't have a custom ROM on it yet. I'm going to be looking into which ROM I want to use, but for the time being I just have it rooted. I'm going to tap into the Wi-Fi at the house, or I did it automatically. Usually I would use the hotspot for my phone, but I am using my phone to record this video, so if I do that, it's going to mess up my video here. So you saw it automatically launched Pandora when the tablet came on. I run Tasker on the tablet that has a profile set up here so that when it detects switch power, it does a certain number of things, and one of those things is launch Pandora. It also brings the tablet back from standby, turns the screen on, and leaves the screen on permanently so the screen doesn't dim or go back into standby. The sound quality is pretty good. I'm gonna pause this. Sound quality is pretty good. It's the same as it was when I was running my phone through the auxiliary. Pretty solid. If I have it cranked all the way up and I'm not playing anything, there is a little bit of a buzz there, but I mean that's at maximum volume with nothing playing. So at this point in time, I can kind of deal with that. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so a couple other things that I run on the tablet. I use this application called Tablet Talk. It's a pretty cool application, and with the screen glare here, it's going to be kind of hard to see it. Oh, there we go, we focused it. So again, I don't have it connected right now, because if I connect this, it's going to mess up the video here with the phone. But this, that application allows me to send and receive text messages right from the tablet. It just syncs it right with my phone, and any incoming and outgoing text messages go right through that program. It just syncs through Bluetooth. It's pretty cool. Something I picked up the other day was a wireless Bluetooth keyboard. It's this little keyboard. I think I spent like 15 bucks on this, and works pretty good. I don't know, I was kind of thinking about maybe mounting this someplace so that I don't have to reach up and type on the screen, but I haven't really figured out exactly what I'm going to do with this, but I've been experimenting with it a little bit. And then I also am using Torque Pro. A lot of people already know what this is. It's a really awesome program. I have a, you can't really see because it's kind of dark down here, but there's a wireless OBD2 reader down there that I have plugged into the car's computer, and that runs through Bluetooth into the tablet here and gives you a little tachometer. You can go to real time, and you can really set up some really cool features here. It's got a speedometer, an accelerometer. You can watch your coolant, your vacuum, pressure, and then I've got a little custom screen here where I've got torque, boost, horsepower, speed, another tach. This is a really awesome program. I've had fun playing with this, and it even kind of matches the overall look of the car, you know, with the green writing and stuff. It looks pretty cool. But it also can be used as a track computer. It does have, it's not focusing very well, but it does have 0 to 60 times, quarter-mile time, 8-mile time, 0 to 100K time, and that's just horsepower again. The other thing, on a more practical scale with Torque, you can read and reset any fault codes that come up, and it does have a track recorder, which is a pretty cool function. This is a separate add-on that you have to buy. I don't know if I bought the track recorder or not. I don't remember if that was free or not. But Torque is one of the few programs that I've ever purchased for my Android, but it was like $5 and totally worth it. Anyways, that's most of that. I'm not going to go too much farther into Torque. It's a pretty cool program, but just check it out for yourself. You know, I have all the functionality of a regular Nexus tablet. I've got GPS here. It's Google Maps. It works great. I am going to look into maybe a different GPS program. While Google Maps works great, when I'm when I have an active navigation, it goes horizontally instead of vertically, which seems like a completely irrelevant thing, but actually when you're driving down the road, it's kind of confusing because the road's going this way instead of this way, and it works great, but it just is a little confusing when I was driving down the road, the one and only time that I've used it so far. So I know there's a lot of other navigation apps out there, and I'm going to check out a couple of those. Here's that. I was running a equalizer. I'm not using it right now because I do still have the factory controls. I don't have great access to them right now. I'll show you how I have this mounted. So I made this plastic kit here, and what I did is I used magnets on the back of the kit. I just super glued 3 magnets to it, and I screwed in these 3 metal brackets that the magnets stick to. This one, I actually, when I screwed it in, it was a little too far in, so I just added a nut and a bolt to it that extended that out a little bit, and that worked perfectly. The tablet is actually just kind of set in there right now. It's set pretty well in place. I am going to look for a more permanent solution for it, but what I did is I cut I bought a generic case for the Nexus 7, and I cut it apart, and I just took the back with the mounting pieces. The four corners have the mounting brackets on them, and I just cut the back part of the tablet off and kind of set that in place, and it holds the tablet pretty securely. And then with that combination of that and adding the plastic kit in front of it, it stays. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. It stays pretty good. The magnets that I used are pretty strong, so they help a lot. Slide this down. This is hard to do one-handed. There we go. The plastic kit I cut by hand, and I'll be honest with you, this took some time, and it's definitely not perfect. My lighting's not great here. Let me see if I can get better light. Turning the overhead on. Yeah, it's a little better. It's definitely not perfect. I'm probably gonna take a couple more cracks at this and see if I can make this a little nicer. I do have a little bit of a wobble right here in this spot. I may add a fourth magnet that'll fix that, but it's kind of in a tricky spot back in there. There's not a real great place for me to mount a bracket. But anyways, that's about it. I'm super pleased with the overall finished product here. I took a car that I love, but you know, it's a 2006. The technology that was in this car was really behind the times. My wife just got a new Ford Fusion with a titanium package, and that's a really cool car, and it had a lot of fun features that I'll be honest, I was jealous of. So that's kind of what spurred this project. Oh, the other thing that I didn't really touch on, there used to be a vent here, and I don't know, I deleted it right now. This is a convertible. I don't drive it in the wintertime, so I don't use the heat in this car, and I very rarely use the air conditioning. The only time I find myself using the AC is on days that it's really hot, so hot that I don't even want the top down. And I live in upstate New York. There are a few of those days every summer, but there's not a lot. So I was okay with deleting that. You know, I still have the vents off to the side. What I actually did is I cut this vent apart, and I used the butterfly that's in there, and I actually just super glued the butterfly closed and then cut the face off of it. So there's no air blowing in there at all. It's completely sealed. This is completely reversible, however. All I would need to do would be buy a new vent, because I did butcher this vent. But other than that, everything else that I did is completely reversible. I could put the factory radio. Well, I did disassemble the factory radio, like, entirely. I could probably get that to go back together, but other than that, I could completely put this back to stock if I wanted to. I don't think I ever will, but yeah, that's the overall project here. I hope you guys enjoy, and please feel free to ask me any questions. Thanks.